guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite Rashell Selah. If this is your first time joining me, thank you so much for watching. But this goes for everyone. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and definitely share. Show your girl some love. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Hey. By the title of this video, you already know what we're going to be talking about, so let's get right into it. All right, you all, we are officially in the last month of 2019. I cannot believe it, but I can believe it, but I cannot believe it. It's been another year of life, another year of trials and tribulations, another year of growth, another year of storms, another year of positivity, another year of new life, new beginnings. And I just really wanted to come on this video on today and just really express to you all what I would say to 2019. I just figured that it was so suitable to do it as the year is wrapping up, and this year has been another great mark, great growth point, great stick a pin in this year. It's been a phenomenal year regarding what God has been doing for me and within me and with me in my life. So let's just go into a few topics, a few details of what I would say to 2019.
Oh my goodness, I'm low-key getting a little emotional because I just know that this year came to intentionally get me together and just cause me to mentally, physically, in the sense of how I walk with God, spiritually, emotionally, get in tune with Him even further. And I'm just so excited for 2020 and what's to come. And I know, like, it sounds kind of cliche because everyone says they're excited for a new year, new me, new year resolutions, blah, blah, blah. But in all honesty, I'm genuinely excited, and I know it may not sound as excited because I may come off as being monotone right now, but it's genuinely the settledness in my spirit. Like, I am so content with where I am with God and how God is seeing me and how I see God and how we are tag teaming this thing called life together. First and foremost, I don't know where I would be without my Lord and my Savior. Like, I don't know how people are living life day to day with so much drama, so much circumstances. There's so much going on in this dark world. I don't know how some of you all are not connected, plugged in to God to keep your sanity, because He has been the only reason, the only source, the only power to why I'm still existing up until this day. And I don't say that just to say that to gain clout, Christian clout. But no, it's real talk. Like, God is my Savior. Like, He is my very much air. Every breath that I take, I'm just so grateful. And so let's just get a little bit more into specifics.
Lessons learned this year. OMG, sis, y'all. So last year for my birthday, I turned 28 last year, and I just kept hearing new beginnings in my spirit, like new beginnings. And 8 is the number of new beginnings. So I just kept hearing that. And so this year, it was new beginnings in how I see God and how I went about with God and how I interpreted God and how I'm planning with God. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that not everyone is privy to, that not everyone, are able to have access to regarding to my life. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that doesn't necessarily need to meet the social media platform or need to meet any video whatsoever have you. There are some things that need to be kept between you and God, you and a certain number of people, certain, and when I say certain number, like those who are those that are in place to help you carry your burden, whether it be your spiritual leaders, your pastor, your first lady, ministers, chaplains, deacons, it could be very much so a godmother, godfather, anyone that is mentoring you or spiritually guiding you. Certain people should have access to certain things. Not everyone should know what's going on, and there's certain things that need to go on behind the scenes, and that will be seen publicly in its due season. It's the same feel when Jesus went into his 40 days and 40 nights of prayer and fasting, and when you actually read the chapter, we know about the accounts of when the enemy came in to test him, but we don't know every detail of what he was dealing with and what he was gearing up for. Like, we don't know everything, and I love how the Bible does that, where it keeps it ambiguous, where we can put our own things in those fill in the blanks, big cloudy areas when it comes to things that are not specified in regards to storms and trials and tribulations. But lessons learned is like, girl, first of all, you're not going to settle for anyone or anybody or anything that is less than God given. Like, I am so settled to walk in how I need to walk in with God. Like, if you're not where God needs you to be regarding my life, then it's not happening. Don't even entertain it. So like, that's like, my main goal is to, one, don't settle ever, and two, be okay with being to yourself and with God. This has been such the latter end of 2019 has been such a peaceful season. Like, I've been just minding my business, y'all. I've been dishing out my YouTube videos on a timely manner. I've been, on my social media platforms. I've just been coming home, minding my business. There's some things I've been tag teaming at church, and even though this has been a quiet season where I've been kept to myself and mind my business, I was very much so still plugged into my church, still very much so volunteering, still very much so present. And there's a difference between being in a quiet season versus an isolated season. The enemy wants to have you isolated so you can start thinking things, and you can start thinking that basically anything that is not of God, like, that's not for you. But a quiet season is you letting God be God, being still in his presence, but very much so still being plugged in. So I was very much so this like latter year, just really getting my mind together. Listen, 2020 is just gonna be amazing. And like, for me, I've been seeing this around like social media, but 2020 is gonna be a very personal year for me. And so I learned that, in 2019, that it's okay to start over. It's okay to mind your business. It's okay to not be in everybody else's business. It's okay to make adjustments. There's a lot of people who were close to me in the beginning of the year that I have quietly and just, parted and started like, just spacing out from them. And it's no disrespect, but it's called transitioning into a new season. And I respect what they got going on, as I would pray respect what I got going on. But it's not necessary for me to be privy to everybody's personal lives and what they got going on with their business ventures, like love relationship ventures, or just life period. And I've learned to make my adjustments by how I am dealt with. So if people have placed me in a certain category where if I don't know that you're going out of town, if I don't know who you're dating, if I don't know any like health trauma, any like storm that's hitting you like on that personal intimate level, then I need not to operate with you. I need not to connect with you on that personal level. If you have me on a more so general, we cool level. You understand? Like, you'll save yourself heartaches when you start realizing how people deal with you, how they value you. And I had to learn that. And it was, some quiet little heartaches that I had to deal with, but I made my adjustment and I gave it over to God. And I gave him, and me giving it over to him allowed me to, have peace. So like, there's a lot of people who I'm going into 2020 that I'm not really going to be buddy with. And that's another thing. I'm not dealing with any unnecessary. So I'm going to match your energy. If you're not digging me, if I know that you don't really like me, you're not really, like you're not really for me, I'm going to match your energy. And I say that very respectful and in an honoring way. I'm going to meet us mutually. Like, I'll meet us where we meet mutually, where if it's not going to work out because you don't want to work out, I'll meet you there. I'm not going to force anything. You get what I'm saying? If you want to move forward and hash it out and like grow from it, we can do that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. God gives us free will to make our own choices. And I had to really wake up. And there's just this confidence, like this authoritative, I don't know what, like prayer, honey. My prayer life in 2019 has definitely gone up. I was asleep on prayer. Prayer has kept me emotionally in this season. Like, I still don't understand how I was not really tuned in. And so prayer has just brought me into this place of knowing who I am, like seriously, like spiritually, that I'm exuding that, to the outside world. But I've just learned not to settle, to make my adjustments to people's expectations, and to basically sit in the storm, like sit in the fires, like let God work with you. I know we don't like life to hit us, but it's so important. I am so glad, praise you Jesus, thank you, that I have been able to be in a space where I have not had any control over anything. Like, my circumstances have been hitting me left and right, and I have had to sit and deal with it. It wasn't like in my other seasons where I would pray, or like I would start to, like, help God maneuver and I'll be able to be released from it. I had to sit in this season and really get it together and really process what the Lord was trying to get, relate to me. And what we fail to understand is that God will allow us to practice in the valley, go through certain things. So when we get to the mountaintop, when we get to our platform, that you'll be able to face it. You'll be able to face it. And he's such a good God that he would not let you go before anyone or anything undone. He wants you prepared, and he wants you to be full in him and just mature. So, like, do not sleep on perseverance. Like, it will definitely keep you developed, make you complete, and you will lack nothing. So I thank God for this refining power, and that has allowed me to change my perspective. Instead of seeing the glass half empty, I see it half full. So I speak life, and I give God gratitude for the storm, which, one, confuses the enemy, and two, reminds me that my life is not my own, and I'm submitted to the one and only, my Lord and Savior. So yeah, I have learned to just find peace in forgiving others and forgiving myself. Like, I went through a little season this year, y'all. I won't get into the details, but I went through my own emotional, spiritual, physical, prodigal season where I wanted to do things my way. I wanted to live my life. Low-key wanted to be out in these streets. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Walked in empty, came out empty. Lesson learned. I'm not really hard-headed. I've never been that type of child to be hard-headed. I do get frustrated sometimes, and so I allowed my human nature to act out this year, and it just taught me you're better off waiting with God. At least when you're walking and waiting with God, there's treasure at the end. There's a harvest at the end. When you walk in your flesh and you walk in the way of the enemy, you go in empty, you're left empty. So at this point, I'm just going to do the will of the Lord and mind my business.
And Greg, if you're out there watching, I can't wait to meet you. I'm speaking into existence, and yeah, really random.
But no, y'all, like, 2019, thank you so much for, like, growing me up spiritually. Thank you so much for showing me virtue, showing me patience, showing me self-worth, showing me discipline, showing me faith, showing me restructuring, showing me spiritual infrastructures. Thank you for showing me that I am a disciple, that my testimony does carry weight, and that the good and the bad, the storms, the trials and tribulations come to birth out a beautiful, beautiful being of who I am. And never doubt God. Always have faith. Never give up. Always try your best. Always plug into God, because he'll be the one to give you validation, to give you peace, to keep you comforted through all that you go through. I love him so much, and that's just something that I can't stress enough. Having a personal relationship with God, like, no one can tell me anything, because I have my own personal experience, my own personal relationship. I don't let church folk, which is still occurring presently wherever you go. I don't let church folks, I don't let Pharisees, religious people get to me. God is God, period. And I read his word, and I believe in his word, and I would trust in his word. So I'm set, I'm settled. I'm so excited for 2020. Like I said in my previous video, you are going to want to be subscribed to this channel. So much is about to pop off, and YouTube will be the platform where all of your answers will be answered. So I hope you guys enjoyed this wrap up of my view, my perspective of 2019. One day at a time. Take it one day at a time. Give it to God. Let him have the glory, and just let him be who he needs to be in your life. Like, don't fight it. I have so much peace here, just being focused, minding my business. And it does not make me perfect. I do fall short of the glory. I do fall into fleshly sins. I do have some, issues to continue to work out, but it's all to give God the glory at the end of the day. I love you guys. Do not forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and definitely share. Turn on your post notifications to make sure you hear and you see every video that I drop, and that you don't miss a beat. Until next time, it's your favorite Rashell Selah. Bye. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media accounts. See you there.